Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So ISKCON Nairobi welcomes all the devotees and devotees to this morning's Bhagavatam class. We are very fortunate and honored to have Her Grace Radhika Kripal Devidasi amongst us. Today, Mataji has been in ISKCON since 1999 and has traveled extensively throughout various countries like Japan, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Thailand, United Kingdom, United States, Pakistan, and now here in Kenya. And she has been giving many discourses over her travels, especially with Sikhism and Vaishnavism. She has written books, like you can see here. She has put some books here. Vaishnava teachings in Sikhism and Vaishnavism and Sikhism. So she's an accomplished author. She writes many articles for Bhagavad as well. And on Dandavats as well, you'll find her articles, as well as an online, I wouldn't say celebrity, but she has a great following online of many devotees following her in various social media handles, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc. So Mataji is very inspirational, and we are very honored to hear her. So let us welcome her today by saying Hare Krishna 3 times.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everybody. I'm very blessed to be here. I follow my spiritual master's orders. That's really my life and soul for the last 25 years. So let's begin with the class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naramachaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhiratahe Nashtapreshu Bhadraishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. So let's begin with the Srimad Bhagavatam verse. It's Canto 3, Chapter 9, verse 26. Maitre Uvacha Swasambhavam Nishamayava Tapo Vidya Samadhivi Yavad Manovacha Stutva Niraram Sakhinavata Maitre Uvacha Swasambhavam Nishamayevam Tapo Vidya Samadhivi Yavan Manovacha Stuttava Virarama Sakhinavata Maitre Uvacha Swasambhavam Nishamayevam Tapo Vidya Samadhivi Yavan Manovacha Stuttava Virarama Sakhinavata.
Okay.
Mataji's. Word meanings, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the word meanings, Maitre Uvacha, the great sage Maitreya said, Swasambhavam, the source of his appearance, Nishamaya, by seeing, Evam, thus, Tapaha, penance, Vidya, knowledge, Samadhi, as also by concentration of the mind, yavat, as far as possible, manaha, mind, vacha, words, stutva, having prayed, virarama, became silent, saha, he, Brahma, kinnavat, as if tired. So repeat the translation behind me. The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus, having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge, and mental concentration. So this is a beautiful verse. It's actually culmination. Those who are going through Bhagavatam, they know there are lots of questions and answers coming up. Sometimes Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukdev Goswami replying, and we have Suta Goswami replying to so many Naimisharayana sages. And now Vidura, he has questions. He asked them to Uddhava also, he wanted to ask, but Uddhava directed him to Maitreya Muni. So Maitreya Muni is replying to now the Vidura. They are the questions of Vidura. And now Maitreya Muni is talking about where Vidura is. Brahmaji's appearance has, the manifestation of Brahmaji has come up. And now the Brahma's prayers for creative energy, we are reading those from the last few days. You must be reading those few Sundays. So now here, it's the appearance of the manifestation of Brahma. The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead. So Brahma appeared from where? We all know. From the Garbhadakshan Vishnu's navel, there's a lotus that bloomed, and on that, atop that is sitting Brahmaji. So Brahmaji, when he appeared, there was all darkness everywhere. And when he appeared, he didn't know where he has come from, who he is, what he's doing here, what's his purpose here. And then he heard the transcendental sound, tapaha. You have to perform penance to understand your appearance. So this goes for all of us. When we appear in this world, we come as nobody, though we have material relationships. But once you are actually tired of all those, then you seek spiritual life. If you all agree with me, it's the case with me, I know. At one point of life, you feel lonely, while surrounded by everybody. And at that point, you want spiritual knowledge. You are seeking spiritual knowledge. You become inquisitive. Why? What I'm doing here? So Brahmaji is asked, he had the question, what he was doing here. He's born out of, namely, the personality of God at his source. His direct source is Krishna himself, the Garbhadaksha Vishnu, his direct source. And then he has to perform penance to understand why he is here. So here it says that he was now, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as mind and words would permit him. So from the beginning of this chapter we have seen Brahmaji has been glorifying when he recognized Krishna, when he recognized Hari, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is born out of him. He started glorifying. You will see the previous verses. It's all the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's so much similar where Krishna is talking we go back to Bhagavad Gita, we find the glorification where Krishna is speaking everything that's being repeated here by Brahmaji also. So the back of the verses you will find, if you pick up like this, he says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you who are infatigable time and enjoyer of all sacrifices. So he's talking about the opulences of Krishna. He's talking about Krishna. That Krishna is all divine, all powerful, everything is coming from him. He's the source of everything. And then he says here, Brahma prayed for his mercy. That's Maitreya Muni telling Vidura, that he prayed for his mercy. He's praying for the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And as far as mind and words would permit him, thus having prayed, he became silent. So those last verses he was praying and praying. He was glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He wanted to know why he was here, what he is going to do now. What's the purpose behind getting Brahma here? So now he became silent after glorifying Krishna. And as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge and mental concentration. So he seemed tired of what all he had been saying, what all had been praying. And he was concentrating his mind on Krishna. So when we concentrate, that's meditation. When we concentrate on the sound vibration of the name we are chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to meditate on that, concentrate on the name. We chant every day in the morning. So how do we concentrate on the name? First, we know that we have to refrain ourselves from the 10 offenses. Offenses to the holy name, we should refrain from that. And secondly, how do we concentrate when we are chanting? So I was going through a picture by one of the saints. It said there that how do we concentrate on the name? It's mood, method and mellow. First you got to be in the mood of chanting. That's very important. You have to be in the mood, and the Brahmruta is the perfect time for being in mood for chanting. So the mood for chanting is a must. You should create that ambience, if at home also, that you got to go into the mood of chanting. You got a picture of Krishna, you look into it, picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, whosoever, who is your most favorite and whom you love the most. You can have their pictures everywhere, and then you create that mood, that ambience. And then the method. The method is clearly listening to what you are speaking. It's not just mumbling. Listening to every word what you are speaking. It should be very prominent. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So very clearly, specifically chanting each and every word you should be speaking very clearly. And listening to it at the same time. If you miss any word listening, repeat that again. Give yourself the punishment. And the third is the mellow. Mellow is that you can create a mellow for yourself. That you can create that tune for yourself for chanting. So you enjoy your chanting. Your chanting does not become mechanical. We don't want our chanting to be mechanical. We want chanting to be living, full of vibrancy. It should be vibrant and full of life. So when we chant, we create a mellow for ourselves. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. So this is the meditation. This is the real process for japa. This is japa meditation. You can do this while walking, while sitting, as you like. So this is how the Brahmaji, his mental concentration, he was being a bit tired, it says here. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, Brahma's enlightenment and knowledge was due to the Lord sitting within his heart. So Brahmaji had the knowledge From where? Like Prahlad and Dhruv, they got spiritual masters who appeared before him. Now Brahma is the first living being coming up. Who will preach him? It is going to be none other than the Supreme Lord himself, taking the role of the Guru, the spiritual master. So Brahma's enlightenment in knowledge was due to Lord sitting within his heart. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita back, he says, Tesham ivanu kampartam aham agyanam jamtama nashyami atma bhavasto jnanadivinam bhasvata. He says, I give you knowledge from within your heart. Within your heart you will get the knowledge. So you see how powerful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the first shloka of the Shikshashtakam, he says, this transcendental holy name, this Maha Mantra has got the power to give you the transcendental knowledge. You see, just by chanting the mantra, just by chanting the japa, doing your japa perfectly, sincerely, honestly, and following what I said to you, very concentration, your power is on the japa. It gives you the transcendental knowledge from within. It's without reading even Srimad Bhagavatam, you will understand the first shloka, first line, any line from anywhere you pick up from Bhagavatam, you will understand it. You will understand what Krishna wants to speak to you, what he wants to convey to you. That is the Shyam Evanu Kampartam, that is his mercy. Kripartam, Kripa. Kripa means prashadam, mercy, that's prashad. Prashad means mercy. So he is giving his kripa, his mercy, by making you understand the knowledge from within. He blesses you, he takes away the ignorance and enlightens your heart. So this is how it says here, Prabhupada mentions this. Due to Lord sitting within his heart, Brahmaji got the enlightenment. After being created, Brahma could not ascertain the source of his appearance. So Brahmaji could not ascertain his source of appearance. He's sitting on a lotus. It says he went inside the stem of the lotus. He came out. It was all dark. He didn't know where he was, what he's doing here. So Prabhupada says here that Brahma could not ascertain the source of his appearance, but after penance and mental concentration, he could see the source of his birth. So after meditation, he could see the source of his birth. Exactly, if we do japa meditation, if we do chant the holy name, and if we are doing it with full concentration, full sincerity, then this will happen. We will also get the enlightenment. We can also feel that yes, Krishna is behind everything. It becomes difficult for us to sometimes have faith in the Supreme Lord. Our faith dwindles. That is, with human being, it's very natural. Arjun being so close to Krishna, he complains that he was bewildered. That's why Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And then in the 6th chapter he said, Krishna mana chanchala, my mind is very chanchal, it's very bewildering. So human beings are bewildered by very small things. Even if you are coming daily to the temple and some problem comes up, the first action will be, why I am going to the temple? If I go to the temple and still I am facing the same problem, then what's the use of going to the temple? It's natural with us. But if we chant nicely, attentively, sincerely, then Krishna blesses us from within. Our faith becomes strong. So it says here, he could not understand the source of his appearance, but after penance and mental concentration, he could see the source of his birth, and thus he became enlightened through his heart. So he became enlightened through his heart. So our heart plays the role in the bhakti. The heart is the place where Krishna says, in the Paramatma form, I am seated there. Sarvasya cham hidi samvishtam. He says, I am seated in your heart in the form of Paramatma. But I reciprocate. He reciprocates only with the devotees, he says that. He says, I'm very impartial. I'm not partial to anybody. For me, nobody is my enemy, nobody is my friend. But then he says one thing, Bhaktya mama vijanati, only my devotees can understand me. How they can understand? Because he reciprocates with them. That's why they understand. Because it's very difficult to understand the Supreme Lord. It's very difficult to understand why he's doing so, what he's doing so. Why it is so that I was yesterday giving a class, I said, why would people have to suffer? Why bad people are enjoying? It's very difficult to understand. You would say, what kind of mathematics Krishna has? But then, how we would understand him? We can only understand him by his mercy. So he says, Sarvasya Cham Hidi Samvishto Matasmriti Jnanam Apunam Cha. I give you the remembrance to remember me, and I give you the forgetfulness even to forget me. If you want to forget me, I will make you forget me. It's very simple to understand. When Duryodhana and Arjun, they walked into Krishna's room before the Mahabharata war, this big, huge world war that is going to happen, that is bigger than the world wars we had, that was the battle of Mahabharata. So this is going to happen, and Krishna invited Duryodhana and Arjun to his room. Now he is going to put options before them. And Arjun being a devotee, Bhaktya Mama Vijanati, what he chooses the place to stand was the lotus feet of Krishna. So devotee never leaves the lotus feet of Krishna. But Duryodhana being full of ego, full of pride, conceit, when he entered, he stood Krishna was lying down actually at that time. So Krishna is lying down with his half eyes closed, and Duryodhana enters here and he stands just on his head there, where Krishna is lying, and he stands there right behind his head. And now when Krishna opened his eyes, the first is towards his lotus feet he will look. And there's Duryodhana. Now he puts two options before them. He said the war is going to happen. It is inevitable now, unstoppable. But in this war, I am placing two options. On one side it's me with whole army of mine, me without any weapon. And on the other side, the other option is my Narayani Sena, my Narayani army. My army where it is all equipped with all celestial weapons. And it is not a small army, it's a huge Narayani Sena, we say Narayani army. It says all celestial weapons, they have everything with them. But Krishna is on the other option without any weapon. He said, I will not pick up any weapon. I will just become a chariot driver. Whosoever will pick me up, I will drive his chariot. And now, he wanted Arjun to pick up first, and then Arjun wanted Duryodhana, where I read the story. So it came up that Duryodhana was given the first chance to pick up. And now Duryodhana said, what will I do with a chariot driver? I've got hundreds of thousands of chariot drivers. I don't need a chariot driver. And that too without any weapon. I simply don't need him. I don't need you. I am happy to take the army. They're all equipped with celestial weapons. I want to take that army. And Krishna says, Tathastu. As he said, it's done. Duryodhana walked out of the room very happy. He thought he had won the battle. What would Pandavas do with a chariot driver, that too Krishna being the chariot driver, picking up not a single weapon? And he had a big army, and Pandavas had a very small army. And Duryodhana was very, very clever. He had even made the Pandavas' uncle, the Mamaji of Pandavas, was actually fighting from his side. He was very clever in obtaining his help even in the battle. That's another story we'll do sometime. So here, now Arjun is looking towards Krishna, and he's still very perplexed. And Krishna looks towards Arjun and says, why are you so disturbed? He said, I'm very disturbed, I'm happy. He said, aren't you happy that I am there with you? Arjun said, yes, I'm so happy, I'm so glad that you are with us. But I was wondering, if Duryodhana would have asked for you, then what would we have done? What could we do then? What would happen to us, the Pandavas? So, you know what the reply came from Krishna? Krishna replied, if I would have given the intelligence to Duryodhana to ask for me, then only he could have asked for me. He could not ask for me because I did not give him the intelligence to ask for me. So that is Dadami Buddhi Yogantam. So Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. If you're not a devotee, you're like Duryodhan. You only want the army from Krishna. You only want the material things from Krishna. So Krishna gives you only that intelligence, that you may remain happy with all those material things. Wherever in the world you are, he will fulfill all your desires. But if you really want Krishna to be with you, and you have full faith in him, so Krishna will stand always next to you. And we know the story that how he did not pick up any weapon, but then his devotee was being about to be killed by Bhishma Pitama. Then what did he do? He came down the Rath, picked up the wheel of the Rath as the Sudarshan Chakra. So he can do anything. He can protect his devotees. So once we become a devotee, the devotee is fully surrendered. So now here Prabhupada talks about that how the knowledge comes. The spiritual master outside and the spiritual master within are both representations of the Lord. So Brahmaji is getting the knowledge, and without the spiritual master, it's not going to happen. Without the mercy of the Guru, this does not happen. So here he says, Prabhupada writes, the spiritual master outside and the spiritual master within. So spiritual master maybe is outside, external representation of Krishna. You may have a physical spiritual master from outside, he may be there. But, and within, both are the representation of the Lord. So the Guru is the representation of the Lord. He's the representative of the Lord. That is given in the scriptures. That is nothing concocted, nothing man-made. It's from the scriptures it comes that yes, everything is the Guru is the representative of the Supreme Lord. It says that the Guru is none other than Krishna himself. He should be respected, he should be given all that awe and reverence just as the Supreme Lord. But yet, we may remember always that Krishna is actually, it's his mercy that the Guru has appeared before us. Without the Guru, the knowledge does not come. It says, I was actually this year, these two books I have written earlier. The one was written long time back, 2007, and the other came up last year only, with a big gap. And this year again, I'm coming up with another book. That's totally on Guru, the spiritual master. There are the quotes from the Grantham and the Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, only on the spiritual master. That how spiritual master has been glorified throughout the three worlds, the three planetary systems, Teen Lokome, it says. So it says here, unless one has contact with such bona fide representations, one cannot claim to be a spiritual master. So bona fide representative from the disciplic succession, the connection to the Supreme Lord. So that only makes one a spiritual master, a qualified spiritual master, who has his link with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada writes here, one cannot claim to be a spiritual master unless he is connected to the Supreme Lord. Lord Brahma had no opportunity to take the help of a spiritual master from outside. So Brahma had no opportunity for this, because he is the first living being coming up. So who will become a spiritual master now? How will he get the knowledge? It says here, outside nobody was there, but because at that time Brahma himself was the only creature in the universe, therefore on becoming satisfied by the prayers of Brahma, the Lord enlightened him about everything from within. So the Lord enlightened him from everything within. So this is the truth, that yes, a spiritual master is needed. As I said, I'm writing the book, I was going through many scriptures while writing this. So in Bhakti Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami, it came up, there are the quotes, the Shastras to describe the greatness of the initiation by the spiritual master. Because the spiritual master means who initiates you in Bhakti. That's what we say, the Diksha, the initiation. So we might be chanting for long, 10 years, 12 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. But unless you are initiated, that is, your spiritual life does not start, does not initiate. It is initiated only by the mercy of the spiritual master. So Jiva Goswami says, the acharyas who know the truth define Diksha as that which bestows divine knowledge and destroys all sins. That's written in the Bhakti Sandarbha. It says that when we get initiated in the process of bhakti, then what happens? The divine knowledge is bestowed upon us. If we are sincere. Sincerity pays, the price to pay is the sincerity, honesty. So, if you are very sincerely into the initiation, and then this initiation will give you what? It bestows divine knowledge and destroys all your sins. We have been committing sins since many births. But now is the golden chance. When we get initiated, we destroy all our sins, the previous sins. And what we have to look forward is that we will not commit any more sins. We have to be very, very careful. So bhakti is easy to do. Krishna says it's so sukham. It's going to give you a lot of joy. But how it will give you a lot of joy? And it's like walking on razor's edge also. Like you have to be very, very careful that you may not commit any offense. And then here Jivapath adds, here divine knowledge means the knowledge about the Lord's form which lies within the mantra. The Lord is concealed in this mantra which you are chanting. The mantra in our hand, what the Guru gives us, that potency, that energy with which we are given that mantra, it is non-different to Krishna, that's why we say that. And Jiva Goswami says that Krishna is concealed in this mantra. We are chanting with our hands in the bead bag. On one bead we roll our hand, and Krishna himself is there holding our finger there, He's holding our hand there. When we roll the bead, we must have that feeling, yes, there's Krishna here, he's holding my hand, or I'm rubbing his lotus feet. So it says here, that means the knowledge about the Lord's form, which lies within the mantra, along with the special knowledge about our relationship with the Lord. So this is revealed through the mantra chanting. The knowledge, the divine knowledge, and our relationship to the Lord. We understand that. The Lord reveals himself because of our chanting. He reveals. In the Gurvani, the Granth Sahib, it says, Gur Seve Te Thakur Jane. Those who have served their spiritual master will be entitled to understand him. They will only be given the chance to understand him. Guru Seve Te Thakur Jane. Those who don't serve their Guru, their spiritual master, they'll never know Krishna. Superficially they might know, yes, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he appeared, this and that. But the confidential part of Krishna, that is not going to reveal to them. That's only revealed to those who take the initiation and then who serve the spiritual master. And how do they serve? They serve the instructions of the spiritual master. That is serving the spiritual master. Spiritual master does not need your money. He does not need any physical, that you come and you are there at his lotus feet all the time. No, he doesn't want that. He wants you to glorify the Supreme Personality Godhead. He wants you to chant the holy name sincerely yourself and distribute it to the world. That's all. That's what spiritual master wants. That's what Srila Prabhupada did for his spiritual master. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted from Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada could do it. Till leaving this planet, Srila Prabhupada was always saying, he was telling his disciples, my Guru Maharaj, my spiritual master has sent you all to help me. He never took the credit, oh, I went there, I did this. He said, my spiritual master sent you all to help me. He gave all the credit to his spiritual master. And that's the truth. Without the blessings of the spiritual master, one cannot do anything. In fact, when I was, I'm from a Sikh background. I'm from a Sikh family where my family would worship Granth Sahib. We had a room in our home, a big house I had, and in our house, the first room in our house was that of the Guru Granth Sahib. that was placed there. And my mother would, every day in the morning at 3:30, she would wake up and take a shower and go and pray, and she would, then only after that she would start her kitchen work. But she would, all the rules she would follow that first. That was her everyday niyam. She would do that. And that is how, when I came, that's a long story. I won't, you can all watch it there, it's on the YouTube. But then I became a devotee. So Guru Maharaj knew that I'm from a Sikh background, and I had read the Granth Sahib. I'm from a convent school, but my mother taught me to read it every day without fail. She had, I had this in me that I would read it before going to the school even, and after before going to the bed also, I would read a part of it. And then when I became a devotee, then the Guru Maharaj when I would speak to somebody and I would hear something from the Gita or something, then a similar quote would come to my mind from somewhere, I don't know how. And then I would speak that, and then Guru Maharaj overheard it many times. And then he once said, I want you to pen it down, all what you know. I want you to write it. I refused. I didn't refuse, but I said I can't. I'm not a scholar. How can I write? I don't know that knowledge. Knowledge is so vast. And I'm not confident. And since my school days, I've never been on the stage even. But then Guru Maharaj said that I want you to write. And still I did not pay any heed to that, because I thought I cannot. But then one day we were sitting in Vrindavan. We were in the office of the then president, that was now is Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, Devamrit Prabhu at that time. We were sitting in his office there, and Guru Maharaj introduced me to him. Prabhuji was with me. I was there. Some official meeting was there. It was about to happen. So Guru Maharaj introduced us, and he told Prabhuji, Devamrit Prabhu at that time, she has written a book on Vaishnavism and Sikhism. And I had not written a single word. And I looked at Guru Maharaj, and Prabhuji looked at me, and he appreciated it so much. And I said, I also nodded my head, and I said, yes. I had not written a word. But then I took it as, the orders of the spiritual master, that I must write. And it was the June month 2007, we were in Vrindavan. So I came back home from there to Delhi, and it was Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja, his birthday in August. And I promised to myself that I will write the book and offer it to him on his Vyasa Puja. And those were the days then, 2007, Google was not there. There was no Google at that time. And I had to do all the research, I had to do everything on my own and sit and find. And then it became my routine from the mid of June till it was the first week of August. I would sit in my drawing room with all the scriptures around me, sit there for nearly 12 to 14 hours every day. And I completed the last minute. The Vyasa Puja is just 2 days left, and I'm at the printer. And still many things had to be done. No editing could be done. But yet, there were many things to be done other than that. And I was giving the headings. He's taking in for printing. One by one, the pages are going, and I'm still giving the headings to my book, the subheadings. And then finally, it went for printing. It came out, and the Vyasa Puja, I offered it to my Guru Maharaj. I said, here's the book, Guru Maharaj, you wanted it. And he became so happy with it. He gave a foreword for my book. Then he showed to everyone that how the book has come out. And not only this, he told his god brothers. Jayapataka Maharaj calls me up, and he says, Radhika Kripa, you have written a book, because he wanted to listen about it. And he was the first one to take it all over the world. He took the copies to Hong Kong, London, everywhere. So this is the blessings, how the blessings come and how the blessings make you write. Because I know I didn't write it. I did not have the courage, I did not have the knowledge, nothing. I have not written it. And yet, my name is there on the book. It's all the mercy of the spiritual master. Nobody can do it. So he keeps on telling me, so this year, the last year again, then I gathered, because he keeps on telling me, I want you to focus on writing these. I want you to write these, focus on this. And then again I wrote it, another book. So this year again I'm coming up with a third book. So hopefully the book is almost done and it will go for printing when I'm back in Delhi. So this is how the mercy of the spiritual master, it's not only me, there are hundreds of Radhika Kripas here. It's not only me, it's me only who can do it. I know hundreds of devotees, those who can share the same stories, that how the spiritual master's faith in them had, because it's said that if you have faith in the spiritual master, you can cross over the mountains, you can cross over the seas, you can go anywhere on this planet if you have the mercy of the spiritual master. Only the mercy is required, that's all. And the mercy comes when you serve, you surrender. He is happy when you serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you serve it says Dasa Anudas, Daso Ke Das, Daso Asmi, 7 times the devotees of the Lord. If you serve them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is happy. If Krishna is happy, the spiritual master is happy, then Krishna is happy. So if we can please our spiritual master, because without Prabhupada's mercy, spiritual master's mercy does not come. He is the eminent Shiksha Guru for all of us. If Prabhupada had not been there, how could we all have been here? We could all never have met even in this world. So it's all His mercy. Wherever I travel in the world, often my relatives ask me, oh, you travel all over the world all alone. Don't you feel where you're going? I said, I'm not at all scared because I know my spiritual master is taking care. And when I landed here, I didn't know who will pick me up, how they will know me, do they recognize me or not. But Krishna plans everything and Guru plans everything for you. There are devotees all over the world. Wherever I go, I go to Australia, I go to Canada, anywhere. There are devotees there who take care of me. I was in Japan when I didn't know they had never seen me. In 2013, they had never seen me. But when I landed, because of our Vaishnav dress, our tilak, our kantimala, we know the devotees are there. And you feel blessed with the association of devotees. So this is how this shloka today is actually describing the spiritual mercy of the spiritual master. So mercy of the spiritual master is must for bhakti. Without his mercy, bhakti cannot happen. So I believe there is any questions, we can take question answers now. Yes. No question. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Give it the mic.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, you said that once we take shelter of the Guru, then all our karmas, past karmas are nullified. So even after we take initiation, why do we go through mental or physical problems? I know the answer that it would be nice if you can answer it for me as well.
Our sins are nullified provided we don't commit. But Krishna is replying to Arjuna also, Kameshe Krodeshe, Arjuna has asked. How come the sins happen? I don't want to do it, then also they happen. So if we remain in the mode of passion, because once you've taken initiation, it's not that you have become a perfect devotee. It's your way, you're on the way, you're on the path. And now that is the process is initiated. But many times the devotees think, oh, now we are free. Our karmas have been taken, now we are free to do anything. No, now you are under more restrictions. Now you have to be very, very careful. Now if you will commit offense, it's going to 100 times, you're going to get it back. So one has to be very careful now. We become very carefree. Oh, Guru has taken all the karmas, now we are free. No, like it's just a Kunchar Snan. You go, yesterday the lecture was on Ganges. You go to the river Ganges, take a bath, take a dip and say, oh, all the karmas gone, I'm sin-free now. And then the process again, what is this? Again you commit sins and then next year you come back for another holy dip and you say, oh, again I'm free. So this is called Kunchar Isnan. And especially for the Vaishnavas it is said, don't take that Kunchar Isnan. That's the elephant bath. Elephants, they take a bath, they become very clear, crystal clear on the skin, but as they come out, they roll in the dust, the dirt. And if we think the Guru has taken we are carefree now, the sins are gone. The moment we are carefree, sins are going to happen from us. We will commit sins. That is why we have Guru Aparad, Seva Aparad, Nam Aparad, so many Aparads. You have to protect yourself, save yourself. So that's why we read the 10 Nam Aparads in the early morning, so that we are reminded of them, that we don't have to commit them. And yet, knowingly, unknowingly, we do commit offenses. So we have to be very careful. We should not relax. Yes, the previous karmas have gone. The previous birth sins, they might not now come back. But yet, we will become, now with Guru's mercy, become strong. There is a katha of Raghudas with Lord Jagannath, if you remember. So Lord Jagannath is very merciful. There was this Raghudas, a very big devotee of the Lord Jagannath. He actually Raghudas would feel the presence of Jagannath with him. He resided in Puri and Jagannath would play with him as a boy form. They both will play. And once Raghudas made a garland and gave it to the pujari. He made the garland from it says the stem of the banana tree. When he gave it to the pujaris there, the pujaris did not offer it to Jagannath. They said, we don't offer such a garland to Jagannath. It's not befitting him. So they returned the garland. Raghudas brought it home and he's crying, sitting before the garland. Now, when the pujaris are going to decorate Jagannath Ji is not accepting any flowers. Whatever they put him on him, they all fall down. Now the pujaris know some offense has been done. So they actually, in Puri it is that the pujaris, they get all the information through the dreams, it is said. So the pujaris, they begged Jagannath Ji that please let us know why you are not happy. So Jagannath Ji said, I want that garland that you returned to Raghudas. Then only I'll accept your garlands. Now they rushed to his home, they saw Raghudas crying before the garland. They asked him for the garland, they brought it and put it on Jagannath Ji, and Jagannath Ji was all happy. Now once Raghudas falls sick, he's terribly sick. He has a dysentery, he is actually vomiting and he is passing stool in the bed. He is very dirty, filthy and smelling awful. Nobody wants to come near him. And he is actually becoming very feeble, like he has all energy drained out. And then this 15-year-old boy comes to him, I will help you. Raghudas, don't worry, I will come and help you every day. He comes, he makes them, helps him in taking bath, he actually takes all the care, brings khichdi for him, and he's taking nice care of this boy. And now Raghudas knows that this is none other than Jagannath. He says, I know this is you. This is you, my Lord, you have come. Why you're taking so much of pain in wiping out the filth from me, I'm so filthy right now. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you will wish only, I'll be free from all this disease. If you just, by your even not coming here, just wishing for me, you can do this in just a fraction of a second. You can take away everything, this filth from me, and I can be in a nice body. The Jagannath Ji replies, he says that yes, it's not difficult for me at all. But your karmas, I'm helping you to clean away your karmas. I'm helping you in doing that. The offenses you might have done, those are actually, they will never leave you. Your karmas, our karmas never leave us. So he said, I'm helping you in clearing away all that backlog. So I'm helping you out. So this is a devotee. Initiation means we are free from sin. Initiation means that now, with the mercy of the Guru, if we are very honest, sincere in our bhakti, then Krishna will come and help us in clearing all our backlogs. And we need the mercy constantly from the Guru, taking the instructions of the Guru. You know, there are three kinds of disciples. The number 3 disciple is the one to whom the Guru says, do this, do that, and he does not do. He does what he likes to do. The second kind is the one to whom the Guru instructions, he sends the instruction, you do this, and he does that. The first class devotee is the one who just understands what his Guru wants from him, and without even he says the instruction, he accepts it and he does it. He serves the spiritual master. He is the first class disciple. So we all should try to become the first class disciple. Our Guru may not have to give us the instruction, we should understand his mind and do the needful. Serve him. Serve him always. Serve his instructions always. Hari Bol. Yes. So my answers get long, I know. That's the biggest thing. Any other question? Any other query? Yes, Prabhu. I'll just take the mic.
Hare Krishna, you said for chanting we should hold and method and
Mellow. Mood, method and mellow.
that's why the Shishana we really hear that we should chant the holy name of the God who was the mind. He once said, other than free and good and strong. Can you repeat again Krishna meditation?
I can't understand what he said. Somebody may repeat. There was an echo. Udhar bhi ek nal chal raha tha. I could not understand. Just repeat, loudly repeat what you want to say.
Yeah, you said for chanting we should have old method and then.
Mellow, mood, method and mellow, yeah. Then?
Yes. And also in the Shishastaka we hear in the morning that we should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind.
Yeah.
Thinking oneself taller than a tree and
Yeah.
humble than strong.
Yes.
So can you explain that again? So that because the life is like that, then you can chant constantly.
Yes. What I said is 3 things, they are physically exhibited. These 3 things are physically exhibited. Mood, method and mellow. These are 3 physical things. But then, chanting in the state of humility, that is your consciousness. That is inside level. We are talking inside now. So inside what the mood should be? Humility, humble. Humble is that not only in the words, I'm your servant, it's not, but ready to serve others. What we do is, we say, oh, I'm your humble servant. And then we have a different framework in our mind, like we say, oh, I know I'm not going to do what he's saying. We think that way. So we should, if we are saying that I'm your humble servant, we should mean it. This is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has actually, we have 2 faces. We live with a mask on our face. One mask the COVID gave us, there was another full mask we have on our face. We may, in the devotee circle, it may appear, oh, you are the very nice devotee. The moment you are out of the devotee circle, you have a different style of life, or you are different with others. There is no harm in having, I'm saying 2 consciousness level never have 1 consciousness. The consciousness is to serve the devotees, and of course, you have 2 roles to play. If you are outside, you have a job, you have business, it's good. We don't say don't do that and be here all the time. No, do that, but your level of consciousness should not change. It should remain as a devotee only. Don't ever carry 2 faces. Be a devotee in your consciousness level, and yes, do your duty in the outside material world. You have to do your job, you have to study, you have to do your business. Yes, you do that. But your consciousness should be in serving the devotees. It should remain here with the devotees, with your spiritual master, serving the spiritual master in the consciousness. Service means humility. Humility is service. If you are serving, you are ready to serve the devotees, you are humble. Humble is not that you will say, oh, I'll become humble, and you will become humble one day. No. If you will keep on serving, you'll become humble one day. That's the only way. Keep on serving the instructions of the spiritual master. Humility will come. You will forgive others. Humility means forgiving others. It's very difficult to forgive others because we think, oh, I'm doing right, he's doing wrong. He is doing something wrong. This is the material nature. We think we are the best and the others are actually not listening. Trinadapi Sunichain we read every day and we say what the first thing comes to me. If some problem comes up with the devotee, other devotee, and we take it to the authorities and they say, please follow Trinadapi Sunichain. And you say, oh, it's for me, not for him. It should be for him also. So that is our ego. The moment we'll say, yes, Trinadapi Sunichain, if he's not following, let me follow. I want to follow. I want to be Trinadapi Sunichain. I want to be humble. So you have to forgive the other person and become humble. And then in true sense you will have humility. That's how you go. So it's getting late, I know. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so very much for coming to Nairobi.
Thank you.
For association. Emphasizing so much of the mercy of the spiritual master, which will flow once we please him. So please share with us a few tips on how to please the spiritual master.
Yes. Pleasing the spiritual master is taking the instructions as it is, following them as it is. It's Bhagavad Gita as it is, spiritual life. Whatever you listen from him, take the words as it is. Follow them as it is. Never mix up anything with your, oh, I think I should do this. Never. Because the serving means the instructions. He wants what he wants. He wants us to chant nicely. He wants us to propagate the Krishna consciousness, prachar, the preaching. That's what he wants. So we should. And the book distribution is the best way to preach. So that's what the spiritual master wants from us. And we should try to give that. But what we say, oh, we make excuses. I have a family, I have business, I have job, I have this, I have that. But I tell you, if you will follow the instructions and you will be determined, Krishna is going to take care of everything what you have. Whatever you are doing, you will be good in your job as well and you will be good in spiritual life also. If you only follow your spiritual master with full determination. That's very important. We don't do that. We don't surrender fully to the हम बात करते हैं, we talk of sarv dharma parityajya mamahikam, and we say, oh, I'm surrendered to Krishna, I'm surrendered to Krishna. I'm chanting, I'm coming to the temple, I'm surrendered. But that's not surrender. Surrender, you are not following what your spiritual master wants from you. He wants you to preach, he wants you to distribute books, he wants you to go for the book marathon, he wants you to tell others about Krishna consciousness. But you also follow, you read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam every day, and you sincerely chant your rounds. To me, the first instruction when I joined Bhakti, it was, Guru Maharaj said, Mangal Aarti is not optional. The first thing he told me was, there is no option for Mangal Aarti. Never seek an option for Mangal Aarti. And I said, and when I joined, I was like 36-year-old at that time, with 2 small kids. And then Guru Maharaj telling me, I had to go for Mangal Aarti then every day because he said Mangal Aarti, there is no option. And then I started going for Mangal Aarti every day in the morning to the temple. Temple was like 5-10 minutes drive from our home. And I was going every day. And it was a small temple in Punjabi. And sometimes my Prabhuji would get late and he would not get up in the morning. Then I would drive myself and go all alone every day without fail. And it was in a house. And you won't believe it, the neighbors, they were not happy with the temple. They were all Hindus, but they were not happy because in the early morning everybody is chanting and doing kirtan and pradang and all at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. So they had put up barricadings on the roads, both sides, that you cannot bring your car inside. They would put the iron chains. And I had a car, a SUV, a truck, and I would drive down, and I asked my Prabhuji, I said, they disturb a lot. They have kept like a guard also there. He does not, he says you park your car somewhere and then you walk down to the temple. I said, early in the morning, 4:30, it's so risky, like all alone walking down. So my Prabhuji said, don't worry, you just break the chains. Go and see whatever happens. And it was my routine every day. I would drive that, and I would break the chain and go to and park the car there before the temple and go inside, have my aarti, do the aarti and then come out, then go back home. And it was a routine with me. But then the people on the road, they understood that they could not stop me from coming there. And in fact, there were very few people, those who would come to the center. I was driving down and there was hardly the temple devotees, 5, 7 of them, and we would be there. So likewise, I said, I have to go. I would go to the Mangalarti, come back, then send my children to school by 6:30, and I managed it. And my family was surprised that how I was managing this. That everything was being managed. I was doing business also that time. So, but you see, orders of the spiritual master. When he said, oh yes, you have to go, you have to do, there is no option, then I promised myself, yes, no option. And since that day, I have been attending Mangalarti almost every day. If I can't go to the temple during the COVID, I started it online. Online, I started online darshan we were doing. At 5 o'clock, I started with the online sessions with a group of people who wanted to join in for this. And so we do the whole morning program at 5 o'clock online, on Zoom and on YouTube with 100 people every day. It's been more than 760 days now without fail. The sessions are going on. Right now also I'm here, the sessions are going on. So you see, we have to order, and Guru Maharaj is very pleased with it. He's very happy because that Mangalarti, what it has done now, I was doing this with the devotees online, and then the marathon for Bhagavatam came. First time they started 3 years back on 2020. In India, it was announced. Here also, I think so, it was announced, the Bhagavatam marathon. So in 2020 August, the marathon started, and Guru Maharaj tells me, Radhika Kripa, I want you to join in the marathon. And you believe in COVID, no preaching was being done, only online we could do some. None of us could visit the temples, no physical contacts. And I just asked my group that I was doing the glories of Bhagavatam with them. And they immediately, when the Guru Maharaj said the link will be shared to you and they will get the delivery at home, the link was made from the temple and I shared in my groups. Within first 10 minutes, we had done 40 Bhagavatam sets. And gradually, till the end of the Bhagavatam session, this marathon, I had done more than 425 sets. And Guru Maharaj gave me a target of 1,000 Bhagavatams. And then the next year, 2021, we did 626 Bhagavatam sets. The third year, 2022, we did 525 Bhagavatam sets. And along with that, we have been doing the Bhagavad Gitas as well. The first year we did around about 12 to 13,000 Bhagavad Gitas. And at the 2021, I did 14,000 Bhagavad Gitas. This year again, we did 13,000 Bhagavad Gitas with 525 Bhagavatam sets. And in between, we did 200 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. So you see how the blessings work. I didn't do anything. He said the Mangalarti is not optional. So never leave Mangalarti. So Mangalarti means all auspiciousness coming to you, blessings coming to you. So this is for us that we should never ever leave Mangalarti. Always seek the blessings of the spiritual master and the results will come. If he has said, if the spiritual master says this thing, you do it. You just have to be the medium. The thing is already done. It's already done. You just have to it's like Krishna telling Arjuna, the Kauravas are already killed. I'm just giving the credit to you. And this is how the spiritual master does. He just he wants you to get the credit. He does everything. And if you have this faith in your spiritual master, then nothing in this world can stop you. You are unstoppable. You can go anywhere on this planet and do preaching anywhere. So there are lots of these things that blessings they work. So blessings is the one thing that the spiritual master is very happy to bestow upon you. He has we say in Hindi, we say he has bhandar. He has got them in abundance. The Vaishnava mercy is there in abundance. We have to become the right patra. We have to become the right person to receive. The receiver has to be actually qualified. We have to qualify for that. And what we think, oh, I have to choose a guru, a qualified guru. Guru is there before us. And we forget that we have to qualify first. We forget to become a disciple. So we have to become a disciple first. To become a disciple is difficult. To be in discipline. We might be coming to the temple every day, but are we in discipline? So do we really follow what we are listening? So the discipline is important. So that is Vaidhi Bhakti, following the discipline. We want in first instance only Raganuga Bhakti. We want, the bhav should come and I'm crying before the deities, I'm fully liberated. No. So Vaidhi Bhakti is following, being in the discipline. Never leave the discipline. Follow the instructions, do as you are told. And it's not everybody is going to get individual instructions. Guru Maharaj says it's a common instruction for everybody. It's natural. If you are very sincere, you will be more enthusiastic, and of course, then you will, if you're enthusiastic, you will get the results. Once you get the results, and Guru knows everything. He knows all. Once I was with Guru Maharaj, we were doing Govardhan Parikrama, and one person was doing Dandavati. One of Guru Maharaj's disciple only. I would name the temple. He was doing Dandavati. And Guru Maharaj stood next to him and he said, oh, you're doing Dandavati. And everybody around him was actually glorifying him. Oh, this Prabhu is doing Dandavati. Guru Maharaj, he's been here for the last 15 days. More 15 days he's going to be here. And Guru Maharaj simply said, when a service is given to you in the temple, you never do it. And what's the use of this Dandavati? And the poor that Prabhu, he had no answer. So we must never follow our mind. We should follow the spiritual master's instructions. We should take those instructions very seriously. The holy instruction, chant nicely, do service in the temple, take the instructions, follow the instructions, and service should be the best of your ability. Haribol. So the class can go on. I have no objection, but I know others can object. So we end the session here. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare. So there are some books here. So Mataji will help you. Dwarka Vasini Mataji. She can help you. There are some books. The book Vaishnava Teachings in Sikhism is in English, written by me. Then Hindi translation is there. And this book has been in 5 languages. In Sindhi and Urdu, it is distributed in Pakistan. It was translated in Sindhi and Urdu in Pakistan. It's distributed there. And here I've got a copy in Hindi and English. And there's Vaishnavism and Sikhism. It's very good for preaching. It helps you. It's not important that you are not Punjabi. It doesn't matter. But it helps you in preaching a lot to others. And our faith becomes strong when we see the 2 scriptures talking about the same thing. So you will find in Vaishnavism and Sikhism, just book hai, usme you will find that how we find Ekadashi, Mount Ekadashi also in the Granth Sahib where it's written, and how our faith actually can become strong with the 2 quotes coming up, the similar verses coming from both the scriptures. I have not written anything myself. Nothing is by me. It's only the 2 verses picked up from one from Bhagavatam, one from Granth Sahib, and similar verses have been placed before your eyes to read. And you would understand yourself that how they both are similar. So it's very good for knowledge. You can, the knowledge can help you to preach to others. So this book is especially written by the orders of my spiritual master to actually propagate the holy name. So So this actually talks about Hare Krishna Mahamantra only. So please go ahead and you can have a look in the books and you can get the copy from others. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.